everyone, Sonia Aslam here for News 1130. We are here today to give you a special sneak peek at a new exhibit called All Together Now, Vancouver Collectors and the World. So I'm here with Kyle, who collects pinball machines. Kyle, let's begin with the history of this. This goes back to your childhood.
Yeah, I kind of grew up in arcades and, with my pals, and we just always found it was like this really cool thing to do after school, and just kind of freed your mind of the mundane school, and we'd always be challenging each other and trying to win free games. That's kind of what the goal is with pinball, is ultimately to get your name on the board or to win free games.
So you've been collecting these for quite a few years now, and you're sort of bringing them back to Vancouver. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I bought my first game like 21 years ago, and I borrowed my dad's van and drove out to Surrey and brought a game home, and then 2 weeks later I got another one. I had a big room, so in like 3 weeks I had like 4 or 5 machines in my basement.
Why corsets?
Always been fascinated with corsetry and why women chose to wear them for hundreds of years, and it's interesting to see them coming back into fashion again. I heard Dolly Parton used to wear corsets and could never find out why women embraced corsets, so that's always been an interest for me to understand the history of corsetry and why women chose to wear them.
And how do you collect them?
I travel all around the world looking for antique corsets to add to my collection. I love French corsets, so the collection is predominantly from France. I just love the frivolity of them, and they're so exquisite. The fact that this was undergarments, everything that went over top of it was equally beautiful.
So we're here for an amazing collection of drag queen costumes all down the line. Tell us how you discovered them.
Well, these were in my basement. My dad passed away about 10 years ago, and I kind of forgot they were there. And then about 2 years ago, my mom said, "Oh, you got to open this up." And I opened it, and there was just gown after gown, these amazing kind of cow-printed drag queen gowns. And I thought, oh my God. And I knew what this was. And I thought, what am I going to do with them, A? And then also I thought I shouldn't just share, I have to share these because this is such a great story. I didn't really know what to do with them. So this has been an amazing way to get to share them.
I'm a certified prosthetist here in Vancouver. I teach into the program at BCIT, teaching prosthetics. And I'm also a very avid collector of kind of the history of prosthetics.
And what are you hoping people get away from this? Did they learn more about it?
I would love if they would take away that, I think with the instant gratification of the internet and all of the YouTube videos and stuff that people pull up, we are really showing a lot of the technology and the high-end functioning prostheses. And those all are a result of the work that was done way back in the day. And I say to the students a lot that the biomechanics of gait are still exactly the same today as they were in the 1700s, 1600s, 1500s, and there were people solving those issues then with the materials and the knowledge that they had of the day. And we're just taking that knowledge now and expanding with new materials and new technologies in order to be able to hopefully provide people with a higher level of function.
Well, I was around 12 years old in 1967, and my father was a builder, built houses in Vancouver, and he'd purchased this old house that had been rented out to draft dodgers that they were resisting the draft from the States, would move up to Vancouver, and they had vacated the place and it went up for sale. My dad bought it, and I went with him one Saturday to check it out, and there was all these like psychedelic posters from San Francisco on the walls, and I was just like blown away. It was so cool, and it wasn't really anything I'd seen before. And so I took them all off the wall, went home, stuck them on my bedroom wall, and then I started to take note in Vancouver, the same sort of style was here, and started to look for them. You know, after a show, I'd go to the following year I went to Jefferson Airplane, and I couldn't find a poster for that. Actually, I'm still looking for one. But the same week I went to another show, and I saw the poster on a telephone pole somewhere and took it off and stuck it on my bedroom wall, and then I just kept looking for stuff. And then as I got older, then I was more serious about it, had the money to buy stuff, so I would go to record swap meets and antique sales and just look for stuff.
And is that what you do now? It's easy to collect, or?
It's hard to find stuff. Like paper memorabilia kind of got thrown away, and people really didn't think of collecting old concert posters. Like when I started collecting, I really didn't know anybody else did. You know, there's the odd record collector that would pick up a poster because they liked the band and stuff. But, you know, for me, I thought it was like one of the few guys that actually did it.